Greetings, this is Jeff with Enjoy Live Traveling. Today we're going to talk about some of the changes that are going on the Royal Caribbean casinos. These are changes. I actually put out a video. I think I filmed it myself here. I think it was like the 27th or 28th of August and put it out a couple days later. And then I was on a cruise ship as of September 1st. And at that time, I said, hey, what's going on here? And they said, oh, yeah, we just ended that yesterday. So I'm going to update a few of the things and kind of let you know what they are. Some of them are not that big a deal. Other ones, depending on who you are, it might be. So let's just get this started. The first thing is that, a lot of times you've heard me talk about that everybody has free play when they get in the casino. The first 2 days, you put in your code, change your password over, and then you can check and see how much free play you got. And usually it was $2, but it was random. And then you could get up to $100 depending on the person. And that was that incentive to get in there and do that. You play in the casino. Well, that stopped. I was there on, like I said, beginning of September, and I'm telling somebody about that. And they said, yeah, I don't have anything. And I said, well, just go get with the casino host. It must be an error. Well, found out that, again, just on the 31st was the last day of that. And so now you do not get the free play that is just that random number. Now, based on your status, as far as the Crown and Anchor, they have still given you that, which is, again, even I think last time for me it was like $6. This does not mean that you do not get the free play if you want it on an instant cruise certificate or on an offer that you received in the mail. That's not that kind of thing. These were things that you got, that all adults got, and that was kind of taken away. And again, sometimes, I've gotten some that were, $25 or so. I think 31, 33 was probably the highest I got and on the random. Most of the time, $12 might have been a rough average. Anyway, that's gone. So I want to make you aware of that. Don't bother with trying to find that when when you're not going to have it anymore. So the other thing that stood out to me was that they have made some changes. Like I brought up the paper that they had, Player's Edge, and that's where the flyer that you got was 4 sides, and you could find out what was going on. Well, they've renamed it Best Bets. So, and again, that was within, I don't know if it was maybe even the same day that video came out that they made that change. So same basic information, they've just renamed it. Those will, if you're a player, those will eventually come in your room, probably going to be there at the beginning. The casino host knows what's what and has those delivered. But if not, those are going to be available at the casino host desk, so make sure that you check that. Another change that has happened is some of the games that they do. They do the snowball raffle, which I brought that up, and that's where it goes up. It starts out at 100, then goes to 200 if no one's won it, and then goes to 3. That's still there, but that day that when they do that $100 draw thing for the points, they really only do that once now. But they do one also now that is for just $50. And that's pretty interesting because, some people don't even make it. If you're a real low roller, that's going to help get you in the game and maybe want to check out the casino just a little bit longer. So I think that was probably a pretty smart move. But I think the one that the change that I'm about to tell you is probably going to be one that if you're a big gambler, you're going to love this. And that is that they are going to have a drawing that is for the players that only have 2,500 points on that sailing. And it may not even be the last day. The one that I did most recently, it was, I think, day 4 or 5. How do you get, there's only a few people that are going to have 2,500 points on one sailing and the cruise isn't over. These are your big gamblers. And I think it's a smart move because what that does is it kind of incentivizes and rewards the people that are out there risking the most, playing the hardest, and giving them a chance to win. Now, I believe that is about, I think it was $500 that they got for free play for that drawing. And again, I think it's a good move. Now, I have seen some other things going on. There's changes in the works, and I feel like there may be some different things depending on the ship that you're on. But I think it's kind of a work in progress. I've seen some different things, and I don't know that I'd want to just put it out yet. That it's the way it is. I think that there's going to be some things possible that are different promotions that are happening on different ships, and I think it's something that is progressing. It's maybe ever changing until they find the thing that works best, and they want to keep people interested. So it makes sense. Now, I am going to go out on I'm going to call it a rumor because I haven't been able to confirm it. I will be on a ship next week, and I'll have a better idea. But it's just more of a heads up at this point to be aware of it. Because normally I go to the, you get the Prime status, free drinks, and it was, I say reported, I don't know if that's really the proper word, but someone had put out there that they were charged if the drink was over the $14 that you would do, like if you had the drink package. And I'm not saying maybe it was that way before, but I've never noticed it, and I've tried. I like to use that as my way to try some different drinks that I've never really tried before. I found out that I like a Midori sour. Didn't know that, so I'll use that to try some different things. That's not an expensive drink. I'm just giving you as an example, is that there's some opportunities to try some other drinks. And the other thing, and I don't really know how this would work, but they said that they were charged tax. The drink was free, but there was a tax on it. Well, what's taxing something that's $0? So I don't know that one's completely accurate, but I'm just going to put it out there softly. That might be an opportunity if you'd like to, to put a comment on there to where it did happen or didn't happen to you. Because again, this is going to come out, and I'm going to be a week away from being on a cruise ship to be able to kind of get out there and find out what the differences are. By the way, I'll be on Icon of the Seas. That'll be my first trip on an Icon class ship. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'll be following that up on Independence of the Seas and then Symphony of the Seas. And then I'll be home for a week for Thanksgiving, and I'll be off on Enchantment of the Seas for a couple of sailings. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys here. I've gotten the privilege of meeting a few of you, and it's definitely appreciated when you say that you've seen the channel, and hopefully you've got something from it. I've generally got some pretty good feedback, and it really does mean the world to me. The other thing, and again, I say this in every video, and so does absolutely everybody else that does these videos. If you take that time to like and subscribe and put the comments in, that's what the YouTube uses to decide if it's worthy of other people seeing it. So they're going to look at the longevity as how long you're watching the video, at points that you're cutting the video. If I'm losing an audience for something, they don't want that. Obviously, they want you looking at their channels that they're presenting to you for a long period of time. And it isn't engaging. Are they out there? Are they liking it? Are they commenting? Are they sharing it? So putting those things out there really does mean a lot to the channel. And right now, I've been doing this, I guess, about a year now. But, to try to make it sort of worth the time, and really the hardest part for me is I'm away from my family. I'm away from my wife. And it's hard to just continually go and be away from my friends. I had a very active social life, and I deeply miss my friends so much. And when I'm away and I don't see my wife for 2-3 weeks sometimes, it's got to have a value. It's got to be worth it. So I'm really hoping that if you're finding the value, and I know that a lot of you that are taking the time to talk about what's going on and doing these things, I know that you understand, and that again, I just want you to know it's appreciated, because it has to be worthwhile, because it does take a toll on your heart when you're trying to feel like you're squeezing in family and friends. So I know I've kind of went off on a tangent here that's not necessarily related to what I'm doing, but I want it to be personal. I want us to, if you see me, say hi, let me know what you think, what's going on. I want it to be more of an open community. I don't want to be hidden. I want to be very real to you. I don't want to just keep overly smiling and acting joyful and, having that radio personality or TV personality, hey, how you doing, everybody? It's good to see you. That's really not who I want to be. I want you to always see me as just exactly who I am, a flawed human that's just trying to do some good. So thank you so much for watching. Expect some follow-up on this. It may be a month on how this is all working, because again, there's some changes that are happening, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.